Welcome to Global Defense Zone, your ultimate source for high-impact military insights, powerful defense comparisons, and the technologies shaping tomorrow's global battlefield. If you are passionate about the cutting-edge advancements in military hardware and want to stay ahead of global defense developments, then you're in the right place. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share the channel to empower us in bringing you more exclusive content. Today's deep dive takes us into the ambitious heart of China's naval future, the colossal Type 004 supercarrier. This behemoth isn't just a ship, it's a strategic warning to adversaries, a technological gamble, and possibly the future king of the seas. The People's Liberation Army Navy plan has long sought dominance over its regional waters and beyond. While its earlier aircraft carriers like the Liaoning, Type 001, and the Shandong, Type 002, marked significant strides in capability, they were still limited in size, launch system technology, and endurance. The upcoming Type 003 aircraft carrier, Fujian, is already a leap forward with its electromagnetic catapult launch system. However, what truly threatens to change the power balance in the Indo-Pacific and perhaps even global waters is the Type 004 supercarrier. It is envisioned not just as a maritime fortress but as a forward operating base on water with next-generation propulsion, expanded strike capabilities, and massive technological integration. Reports indicate that the Type 004 will be far more than just an evolution in size. At full load displacement, it is expected to surpass 100,000 tons, putting it in the same class as the U.S. Navy's Gerald R. Ford-class carriers. This would make it the largest warship China has ever built and a historic milestone in naval engineering for the country. What makes the Type 004 especially formidable is the rumored integration of nuclear propulsion. If confirmed, this would be China's first nuclear-powered aircraft carrier, giving it unlimited range and allowing it to remain at sea for months without refueling. That translates directly into global power projection, a domain traditionally ruled by the United States. The shift to nuclear power would allow the Type 004 to support a larger air wing, more advanced sensors, and better survivability systems. It would also accommodate high-energy weapons such as laser systems and railguns. These are not just science fiction anymore. Both China and the U.S. are racing to deploy them on surface vessels. With nuclear propulsion generating the immense electrical power needed for such systems, the Type 004 could be a floating tech lab of warfare innovation. Combined with electromagnetic catapults, EMALS, similar to those on the Ford class, the carrier would be able to launch heavier and more advanced aircraft with higher sortie rates, increasing combat effectiveness by leaps. What will the Type 004's air wing look like? Most likely, it will deploy the stealth-capable J-35 fighter, a Chinese answer to the American F-35. Though still shrouded in secrecy, the J-35 is believed to be carrier-optimized with reduced radar cross-section, internal weapons bays, and advanced electronic warfare systems. Alongside this, China could also deploy airborne early warning aircraft like the KJ-600, electronic attack drones, and hypersonic UAVs. Together, these platforms could offer a seamless network of intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance, and strike capabilities. The result? A highly flexible and multi-domain combat platform that can operate far from the Chinese mainland and influence events across the globe. Strategically, the Type 004 is much more than a tool of defense. It is a geopolitical message. In today's multipolar world, control of sea lanes and naval dominance translate directly into economic and military leverage. China's Belt and Road Initiative, heavy reliance on maritime trade, and expanding overseas interests make carrier battle groups not just beneficial but essential. The Type 004's ability to serve as the centerpiece of such groups enables China to extend its reach into the Indian Ocean, the South Pacific, and potentially even Atlantic waters. It sends a strong signal to regional powers like India, Japan, and Australia, and a sharper one to global rivals like the United States. Construction of such a massive and complex ship is no small feat, while China's shipbuilding speed is impressive, already outpacing many Western nations. The challenges of integrating nuclear propulsion and sophisticated electronic systems are immense. This is uncharted territory for the plan. Nuclear reactors demand top-tier safety protocols, precise engineering, and extensive crew training. Moreover, developing a ship-based ecosystem that can manage electromagnetic catapults, AI-powered command systems, advanced radars, and hypersonic drones in a single floating structure requires an unprecedented level of technical coordination. That said, China's recent progress in space, AI, and quantum computing suggests that these obstacles are more a matter of time than impossibility. Economically, the investment into the Type 004 underscores the Chinese government's commitment to becoming a blue-water naval power. A single supercarrier like this can cost upward of $10 to $12 billion, not to mention the carrier strike group that must be built around it: destroyers, frigates, submarines, and support ships. But for China, the return on this investment is not measured in monetary profit, but in deterrence, prestige, and maritime control. The more capable and self-reliant the plan becomes, the less dependent China will be on foreign systems and sea routes guarded by other navies. It's a sovereign power play wrapped in stealth coatings and nuclear power plants. Some analysts argue that China is still catching up with the U.S. in carrier warfare. After all, America has decades of experience, nuclear-powered supercarriers already in service, and global logistics to support extended deployments. However, the trajectory is clear. While the U.S. maintains superiority today, China's steep and consistent military growth is steadily closing the gap. More importantly, the Type 004 could represent a new doctrine, one that integrates space-based surveillance, cyber warfare, and unmanned systems into a single strike package. This level of warfare integration is the battlefield of tomorrow. As tensions in the Indo-Pacific increase, especially in hotspots like Taiwan, the South China Sea, and the Korean Peninsula, the role of the Type 004 becomes more critical. A future scenario where two superpowers face off at sea is not a far-fetched Hollywood script, it's a real possibility. The presence of the Type 004 would complicate any Western military strategy in the region, demanding new calculations, more resources, and elevated risks. Even without engaging in actual combat, the psychological and strategic weight of such a platform is immense. For now, the launch and deployment dates of the Type 004 remain speculative. Some reports suggest that construction has already begun at Jiangnan Shipyard, with potential commissioning in the early 2030s. If that timeline holds, we could see the Chinese Navy fielding a nuclear-powered supercarrier within the next decade, a game-changer by any military standard. Once operational, it will symbolize the peak of Chinese naval ambition and could set off a new era of carrier competition, similar to the dreadnought arms race of the early 20th century. In summary, the Type 004 Chinese supercarrier is not just a ship, it's a floating declaration of ambition, resilience, and strategic foresight. With nuclear power, advanced aircraft, electromagnetic systems, and potential laser weaponry, it could shift the balance of power at sea in unprecedented ways. While questions remain about its timeline, capabilities, and operational doctrine, one thing is certain. The global naval order is being rewritten, and the Type 004 is holding the pen. If you found this breakdown of China's Type 004 supercarrier informative, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Global Defense Zone, and share it with others who follow global military advancements. Your support helps us bring you sharper insights, deeper analysis, and more explosive topics from around the world. Until next time, stay alert, stay informed, and stay prepared only on Global Defense Zone.